Very good morning from the sports desk. So the MTN8 Cup takes centre stage this weekend as local football makes a return after a brief FIFA break. Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates kick off the first leg of the first semi-finals on Saturday, while Kaizer Chiefs and AmaZulu's first leg takes place on Sunday at FNB Stadium. For more on this, we're joined by former Sundowns and Chiefs midfielder Josta Dladla. A very good morning to you, Josta. Thank you so much for your time. So let's start with Saturday's fixtures. Our default setting would be to say that Sundowns are favourites based on the fact that they're defending champions and just their recent performances over the years. But that might not be the case this time around. Orlando Pirates have put in some impressive performances.
Morning, Andy. Massive weekend for MTN. First semi-final, first leg of this semi-final. Sundowns, they go into this game like being the favourite. They are the reigning champions. They're playing against Pirates in that, that well in the last 10 years, 8 years. So I think people that are under pressure is more Sundowns. But obviously there's a lot of nervous Pirates fans out there that are not that confident. But Pirates started the league on top, and they've been doing that well. They hardly concede those goals at the back. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch. And we have Chiefs as well that are obviously not that consistent, going to play against the AmaZulu that wants to prove a point out there. So it's a massive weekend for football fans out there.
I want to speak about that Chiefs and AmaZulu match. They met earlier on in the month and they played to a goalless draw. Now, we do know that Arthur Zwane and Chiefs are still in a bit of a rebuilding stage where he's trying to get those new players to gel. And AmaZulu, they have been a mixed bag of results. Who needs this trophy more?
I think both of them. You had AmaZulu that cleaned up the whole team when the season started. They basically got rid of probably 90% of their players last season. So most of the players that you see this season are players that were let go by a lot of teams out there. So they've got a point to prove. And so far they started the league on song as well. I think they didn't lose the game. In 6 games they never lost the game at all. And they started the last 2 games they didn't do that well. They playing against Kaizer Chiefs also. That's also under so much pressure. You've got the youngsters that are trying to bring back the glory days, and you've got Arthur that's under immense pressure as well. And the fans are getting impatient with him. As much as they wanted him when the season started, the fans are not that loyal. Now they're thinking is he the right man for the team? But I think he wants to go out there and prove a point to the fans and say that, you guys were not wrong about me.
I was actually going to ask you that. That was going to be my next question. Typical football fans, they're already impatient with Arthur Zwane. What is your take on the way things have gone for him so far? The games that we've witnessed that he's been in control of, that he's taken over. What do you think about the way he's done so far? Is he the right man in your opinion? Should we be a little bit more patient?
Patience, that's the main key, especially when you're rebuilding a team. It takes 5 years, but Pirates and Chiefs are the teams to be patient. They used to winning games, and I don't think the fans are that patient. They want to see results. And they thought Arthur has been a coach that has played for the team before, and he understands the culture of Kaizer Chiefs. He might come in and hit the ground running, but it hasn't been that way for him. There's a lot of mistakes that have been happening at the back, and the boys are not actually reacting to the way he wants them to react on the field. And he's still in a rebuilding stage, but I don't think he's got much time. And this game is actually important, or this tournament is important for him to win, so that he gives the Kaizer Chiefs fans that hope that I'm the right person for you guys. So it's up to the players to go out there and fight for him. And at the end of the day, he's got nothing to do. He just have to give out the blueprint, and it's all about the players to respond to whatever that he's giving them to.
And speaking of the fans, Josta, it's been really great to see how they've embraced the return to the stadiums. We've seen a lot of attendance so far. They're doing well in terms of being back at the stadiums. Are you expecting more of the same for these MTN8 clashes? What do the fans get out of this?
Yeah, there's a lot of competitions. When you see MTN, there's prizes to be won from the fans as well. As we know, we're talking to MTN users only. If you're using other networks, we're not talking to you. So if you're using another network, please go buy the MTN SIM card. And there's a lot of prizes, and obviously it's good to see the fans back in the stadium. It's been 3 years. And I've seen the numbers have been a bit up. We see a lot of fans in the stadiums now. And I mean, this is Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs, every time they play, and the fans go out there. Obviously, they want to go out there. They love football. I mean, this is the biggest supported team in South Africa at the moment. As much as Sundowns has been a successful one, Chiefs, as we know, that, they've got the fans out there, and you've got Pirates. That's the older team, So, but at the end of the day, we'd like to see Kaizer Chiefs going to the finals, because, we know, if they go to the finals, the supporters will fill up the stadiums out there.
Josta, I just have a few seconds left, but I want to quickly just move away from the MTN8. Bafana played against Sierra Leone and Botswana during the international break. We heard Coach Hugo Bross saying that there are players that he will never call up again because they don't deserve to play for Bafana. So in your opinion, is he being a little too harsh, or is this something that the players needed to hear? Very quickly from you.
No, truth is, I mean, South Africans, they don't like to hear the truth. He proved to us when he played against France, just to show the fans that, we're not like that great as you think we are, and France showed us that, we still have a long way to go. And I think for playing against Sierra Leone, he's trying to bring back the confidence. He knows that, there's important games that are coming up, and we need to play against Sierra Leone to bring the confidence of the players up. And we beat Sierra Leone, I think, convincingly. And he was expecting the same thing to happen against Botswana. And obviously, he's saying that the players that he thought they might be good, he gave them a chance, but they never turned up the way he thought they would turn up. And everything that he's saying makes sense. And a lot of people can try and say, no, he's been harsh, he's been this and that. He's a coach. At the end of the day, if the team doesn't do well, he's going to be blamed. So he has to be honest with how things have been turning out in the national team. Are we ready? It's going to take us time to get where we want to be, and he knows that. And the people have to let him do his job, so that when he fails, we can blame him for that.
Yeah, these things take time. Thank you so much for your time, Josta. That was Josta Dladla, former Sundowns and Chiefs midfielder, joining us to look ahead to the first round of the MTN8 Cup semi-finals. All right.